We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. Thank you so much for spending your morning with us this morning. This is our morning show, specifically for those who wake up early in the morning, get started on their way, and need somebody interesting to listen to and watch while they're in their morning commute. We have a few things to talk about today, but first, let's go ahead and handle business. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Shout out to all of you. It's great seeing all of your faces. I already got fussed at by Shane. I don't know why. He just woke up on the wrong side of bed and just wanted to fuss at a brother for being so early. Sweet Angel is in the building. Much love to Sweet Angel. Thank you, Benny, man. Benny going to take me fishing. I appreciate that. I've never been fishing before. All right, so we got a few things to talk about, but first, hit the like button, guys. Make sure you hit the like button. That's the only price of admission for our live streams, is to simply hit the like button. All right, force the algorithm to say, hey, y'all, LFR family is doing his thing. Y'all need to come on over here. Today, we're going to talk about a few topics. Some of those topics are Trump's plan. Trump plans separate levies and tariffs on exempted electronics. We're going to talk about that. We're going to also talk about how Pennsylvania governor's home got firebombed with his family still inside. 3 a.m. in the morning. Nuts. Sheesh. Thank God, though, his family is okay. And the guy who did it has been caught. We're also going to talk about how a teen killed his parents as a part of a Trump assassination plot. What the hell is going on with our nation? That is absolutely insane. A teenager unalives his own parents as part of a assassination plot for the president? Are you kidding me? That's nuts, man. That's nuts, man. Pray for our youth. That's why the thumbnail says spiritual warfare. Y'all, in my Christians, my fellow Christians, y'all know exactly what that is. We're also going to cover a story about a new crash in New York. A new plane crash. One of these planes going to stop falling out the damn sky and clipping each other. And geez Louise, I've never in this short period of time seen this many crashes. Be it helicopters, be it planes, it does not matter. But apparently an NCAA Woman of the Year was among those killed in the New York plane crash. Wow. And we're going to talk about some things that we ran across on X as well. So let's go ahead and get it started. Much love to you all. I really appreciate you guys for pulling up. Let's get to our first story. Don't forget, guys, hit the like button. That's the only price of admission for any of our live streams, is for you to simply hit the like button. I ain't asking a whole lot. I don't think I'm asking a whole lot. Am I asking a whole lot for you to hit the like button? And also, guys, we're trying to reach 5 million likes. All right. So that's it. We're just trying to reach 5 million likes. For our first point of order, we got this bad boy right here. I think this, okay, let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, man, get it together. And StreamYard, shout out to StreamYard for running properly this morning. I use StreamYard often, gang. I use StreamYard often. And last time I went live in the morning, it was Friday morning, and my StreamYard was like I had two guys holding my arms, one holding this arm, one holding this arm, and StreamYard was just punch me in the stomach. They would just stand and just gut punch me like they used to do back in the day on the movies and TV shows. Okay, Trump's tariffs. All right. So Trump plans separate levies and tariffs on exempted electronics. He plans separate tariffs on exempted electronics. And here's what's going down. U.S. Commerce, and I'm taking this directly from SNC.TV website, Salem's News channel. And this from Washington Reuters. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said on Sunday that smartphones, computers, and some other electronics just exempted from steep tariffs on imports from China would face separate new duties along with semiconductors within the next 2 months. Lutnick's comments on ABC's This Week, flagging the coming levies on critical technology products, mark the latest twist in President Trump's tariff plans, which have upended the global trading order and roiled financial markets since they were announced on what he branded Liberation Day on April 2nd. Later on Friday, the Trump administration granted exclusions from the steep reciprocal tariffs on smartphones and a set of other electronic products, a move seen as a big break for technology firms such as Apple and Dell Technologies that rely on imports from China. All right, so Trump's back and forths on tariffs have kicked off a trade war with China and prompted the wildest swings on Wall Street since the COVID pandemic of 2020. I know you guys remember that. That was one of the worst times in American history, in my opinion. The benchmark standard and Poor's 500 index is down more than 10% since Trump took office on January 20th. Lutnick said Trump would enact a special focus type of tariff on smartphones, computers, and other electronic products in a month or two, alongside sectoral tariffs targeting semiconductors and pharmaceuticals. He said those new levies would fall outside Trump's so-called reciprocal tariffs, under which levies on Chinese imports climbed to 125% this week. He's saying they're exempt from the reciprocal tariffs, but they're included in the semiconductor tariffs, which are coming in probably a month or two, Lutnick said in an interview on ABC, predicting that the levies would bring production of those products to the United States. These are things that are national security that we need to be made, we need to be made in America. With his comments, Lutnick appeared to go beyond what was communicated on Saturday, when a White House official told media that Trump will launch a new national security trade investigation into semiconductors soon that could lead to other new tariffs. Beijing increased its own tariffs on U.S. imports to 125% on Friday, striking against Trump's tariffs. Trump said on Sunday that it was evaluating the impact of the exclusions for the technology products implemented late on Friday. The bell on a tiger's neck can only be united by the person who tied it, China's Ministry of Commerce said. So they're trying to say the only person that can fix this is Trump. All right. Well, y'all been taking advantage of us for a long time, so now it's time for us to whoop y'all ass, because there was no other president in office before who had the balls to do so. So now we about to whoop some China booty. Billionaire investor Bill Ackman, who endorsed Trump's run for president, but who has criticized the tariffs on Sunday, called on him to pause the broad and steep reciprocal tariffs on China for 3 months, as he did for most countries last week. If President Trump were to pause the China tariffs for 90 days and reduce them temporarily to 10%, he would achieve the same objective in causing U.S. businesses to relocate their supply chains from China without the disruption and risk to these businesses in the short term. and he would have time to negotiate a deal with China, Ackman wrote on X. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a general synopsis of what's going on real quick. So smartphones, computers, and other electronics were recently exempted from steep reciprocal tariffs on Chinese imports. But U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick announced these products will face new tariffs within 1 to 2 months. Just going to let y'all know, a lot of people don't really fully understand this whole tariff deal. They really don't. Nor do a lot of these people understand that it's imperative we make sure that China is held responsible for what they've been doing all these years. And for some strange reason, the Democrats are against it, but this is something that they've been doing for a long time. I ran across this video that I would like to share with you guys. It is actually of then President Barack Obama talking about this same exact thing, because, you know, back then he was concerned about us, you know, not really getting what we need to get from China as well. So he put this information out here. Hold on one second. Let me find this for you. And I want y'all to see this, man, because hold on one second. Make sure that this is the right one. Make sure this is the right one, baby. Let me see. Okay. Hold on, it's coming, guys. Hit the like button. And thank you so much for being with me early in the morning, man. I am not a morning person at all, but I'm happy to spend it with y'all. I'll tell you that daggone much. Not a morning person at all, but I already know that there's people stuck in traffic right now who are also not morning people. Hold on one second. And I want y'all to see this right here. So this right here happened in 2015. And I found it because people are being and moaning about these new tariffs. Now, most of the people who are moaning and complaining about the tariffs so happen to be Democrats, not realizing that even back in the day, their superhero, the first black president, so they say, because some say Abraham Lincoln or Bill Clinton. I don't know if they say Abraham Lincoln was the first black. I don't know. It don't matter. It don't matter. But watch this right here, guys. Like the video. We're trying to reach 5 million likes. Okay. I don't know where we are right now. Where we at? 4 million?
The argument is, number one, that's the biggest market in the world. Number two is those countries are already selling to us. I keep on pointing out there are a lot of Japanese cars here in the United States, almost no U.S. cars in Tokyo. Number three is that if we don't write the rules, China will write the rules out in that region. We will be shut out. American businesses, American agriculture, that will mean a loss of U.S. jobs. The argument is, number one, that's the biggest market in the world. Number two.
Now, I just want to remind you guys, Obama said this back in 2015. He said that if the United States does not write the rules, China will write the rules for us. China will write the rules for us. And as you can see, they've been getting real reckless. They've been getting real reckless. We tariff them, they tariff us. We tariff them again, they raise their tariffs. Back and forth. For some strange reason, they believe that they have leverage to do so. Now, they do have leverage, but they don't have nearly as much leverage as us because we are their purse. We finance their economy. We are the reason why they are shaking and moving the way that they are. The reason why that they've been climbing this economical ladder as fast as they've been climbing it is because of us. So it would behoove them to know that we are King Dingaling and they need to play by the rules. God dang it. That's what I say. That's what I daggone say. So the tariff plans are part of an ongoing trade war with China now, which retaliated by raising its tariffs on U.S. imports to 125% as well. And critics, including Senator Elizabeth Warren and billionaire Ray Dalio, warned that the tariff strategy could lead to economic chaos, inflation, or even a recession if not managed carefully. Elizabeth Warren said that Trump is playing a game called red light, green light. In the chat, could y'all let me know if y'all used to play that? You're not aging yourself, but it would be fun to know if the kids are still playing that nowadays, man, because now they just on their daggone phones all the time. If we don't put them in organized sports, they're gonna have the fastest and strongest thumbs in the world from just messing around with their phones all day. And then by the time they hit 25 years old, they're gonna have carpal tunnel because they don't know how to manage their, how all of their nerves in their hand is just gonna be shaped to hit buttons all the day one time, just to type on their phone, just typing, angry typing while watching tweets and all that other stuff. All right. Into other news, our next bit of news is Pennsylvania governor's house was firebombed, man. Pennsylvania governor's house was firebombed. So this is what happened. What had happened was, now let me pull up this right here. 1 second. Go ahead and play it. Make sure that this for some straight. All right, so let me just go ahead and read this right here. Just get y'all ready. All right, so here's the main points, right? All right, so there was an attack on Governor Josh Shapiro's home, his mansion. On Sunday, April 13th, 2025, at approximately 3 a.m. in the morning, a fire was deliberately set at the executive mansion in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, of the official residence of the state's governor. The mansion, a historic building, houses Governor Josh Shapiro, his wife Lori, and their 4 children, all of which were in the house at the time of this fire in the middle of the night. The attack occurred in the early morning hours, a time when the family was likely most vulnerable as they were asleep. The article notes that the fire was not accidental, with evidence pointing to an intentional act of arson, escalating the severity of the incident. Pennsylvania State Police apprehended 38-year-old Cody Balmer. Let me see if I can find a picture of this brother. Let me see, Cody Balmer. See what this brother looked like. Did they even put him out there? Hold on 1 second. Let's see here. Yep. Here we go right here. I got something for y'all right here, gang. I got something for y'all right here. Yep. Hit that like button, guys. Our goal is to hit 5 million 5 million likes. That's it. We just trying to hit 5 million likes. All right. So but let me finish this. All right. So Pennsylvania State Police apprehended 38-year-old Cody Balmer in connection with the fire. Balmer faces a range of serious charges, including attempted murder, terrorism, causing or risking a catastrophe, aggravated arson, and aggravated assault. The swift arrest suggests that authorities had immediate leads or evidence, possibly from surveillance or witness accounts, though the article does not specify how Balmer was identified. The inclusion of terrorism charge indicates that the incident is being treated as an act with broader implications beyond property damage. Now, there was no injuries reported. The Harrisburg Borough of Fire responded promptly to the emergency and successfully extinguished the blaze, preventing it from spreading further. Pennsylvania State Police ensured the safe evacuation of Governor Shapiro, his family, and any other individuals present in the residence at the time. The article emphasizes that no injuries were reported. A fortunate outcome given the potential for tragedy in a fire set in the middle of the freaking night. This rapid response likely mitigated what could have been a far more catastrophic event. Here is a little story from here. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Greatly appreciated, man. Trying to hit 5 million.
We have, as the colonel indicated, Cody Balmer is in custody. We are preparing a criminal complaint to charge him. This is not a record yet, but the charges will include attempted murder, terrorism, aggravated arson, and aggravated assault against an enumerated person. These are all very serious charges. As with any charges, the defendant is presumed innocent. We will file those charges within the next several hours, and we will include a probable cause affidavit, which will detail the basis for this arrest. I can't give you a lot of details because it won't be of record. I can only give you the charges, but the criminal complaint and the affidavit will detail that further this very day. We have, as the colonel indicated, Cody Balmer is in custody. We are preparing a criminal complaint to charge him.
All right. So I know a lot of you aren't really big fans of Shapiro's politics. I got you on that. Now, and I respect it. I respect it. But what's most important that we need to consider is that there is some darkness, like some heavy darkness going on around our country right now. Heavy darkness going on around our country right now. Why in the hell was somebody set ablaze a governor's mansion at 3 a.m., knowing good and well him and his entire family are inside of that bad boy? And the likelihood of them getting out alive is extremely low. 3 o'clock in the morning is this time. You know, you ever wake up in the morning? Let me know in the comments if you've ever walked up to your car in the middle of the night or next morning when you're about to go to work and you see that your glass has been broken or your glove compartment is open inside of your car and stuff is all over the place because somebody's been rummaging through your car looking for something to steal. That's like the perfect time to catch somebody fully comatose, not paying attention, our guards down, and they attack us when we're at our most vulnerable state. And they burn down a house. What message was this gentleman trying to send? Cody Balmer, that was just trash what he did, man. Apparently this is the guy that did it. I don't know how they caught him so fast. I know good and well they didn't have any daggone witnesses, not near a mansion. What witnesses are near a mansion, a governor's mansion at 3 o'clock in the morning? So obviously they had some type of footage of his car leaving the neighborhood or something like that. Or he might have gotten pulled over, or he probably went to the store right after nearby the house or something. I don't know. I watch a whole lot of TV shows and series about detective work, and I'm just putting my own ideas out there. But I will say this: I am glad they caught him, but I'm even more excited that they saved the family, got all 6 people up out of that bad boy, and Josh Shapiro can now tell his story. His family can now look forward to living another day. And if you have not given God praise, glory, and honor for another day, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm just saying, you're doing yourself a disservice. Please don't just assume that you're supposed to be blessed. You're not. You're not. All right. It's crazy, bro. You're not. All right. So the fire caused significant damage to the mansion, particularly to a room used for hosting events, which may indicate the point of origin. This is how it looks, guys. I'm gonna show y'all that room that he's talking about right here. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. All right. So
our economy, power industries.
hold on 1 second. It's coming, guys.
Innovation.
As soon as this commercial
At
goes by.
NextEra Energy, we're investing more than any other company to deliver low-cost, reliable energy that powers our country's future.
All right.
NextEra Energy, ahead of what's next.
Look at the grand piano. That joint destroyed the grand piano. Yeah. Yeah. That fire spread fast, bro. Look at that. Jesus. Jesus. Wow. Wow, man. Look at that, man. That is nuts. All right. So I guess they don't want us to look at it again. All right. So that's what happened with that. Let me see here. The article notes that the motive remains under investigation. They don't know a damn thing. The targeted nature of the incident was heightened concerns about the safety of public officials. We saw that bad boy, the fire just completely washed through one room, and the fire department was able to get there in time to make sure that it didn't even get to where the tables and chairs was absolutely a blessing. The incident drew widespread condemnation from across the political spectrum. Greg Rotham, chairman of the Pennsylvania Republican Party, expressed relief that Shapiro and his family were unharmed and called for justice, stating, "Violence and destruction have no place in our political discourse." Other state officials and community leaders echoed similar sentiments, emphasizing unity in rejecting such acts. Shapiro himself thanked first responders for their bravery and for professionalism. Hold on one second. This bad boy is still playing. See, that's why these websites, I don't trust them, man. They still be playing in the background. Be careful with that. Let me see. Other state officials and community leaders echoed similar sentiments, emphasizing unity in rejecting such acts. Shapiro himself thanked first responders for their bravery and professionalism, reinforcing the community's gratitude for their role in averting a worse outcome. The bipartisan response underscores the gravity of an attack on a sitting governor's residence. Wow, man, that's crazy. That is nuts, man. This world is nuts, man. That's why I gotta God. Thank you for your grace and thank you for your mercy. Every time I talk to my guardian Diane, shout out to my guardian who adopted me between the ages of 3 and 5. Every time she calls me, before she even says, "Hello, how you doing, baby? You okay?" She says, "Praise the Lord, God gave us another day. How you doing, Vanny Pooh?" That's every single time we get on the phone. Every time we get on the phone. Praise the Lord, God gave us another day. What you doing today? Praise the Lord, God gave us another day. Have you eaten today, baby? Praise the Lord, God gave us another day. That's how all of our conversations start. She makes sure that she says, "Praise the Lord, God gave us another day." And then she continues with her conversation, which I really appreciate. Shane Hogle, thank you so much for the super chat. $2 holla, $2 holla to brighten your morning. Thank you so much, Shane. I appreciate you. Word vendor, Van. Want you to know your interview with Sheldon Daniels was one of the finest political interviews I've seen. Hey, great interview. Bravo. Great questions. Bravo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. Shout out to Sheldon Daniels, who appeared on the channel. Sat down with both myself and Mika. We had a great conversation with him. It was absolutely phenomenal. And I love the fact that he stopped by while in the middle of doing work at his office, at his new office. He didn't want to spend all of that money to get the work done. He figured I'd go ahead and get it done myself. That way we could make better use of all of the donations that come in from people all throughout Texas and throughout the country who believe in me, especially believe in what I stand for over Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who he plans on unseating if things work out in his favor. So shout out to Sheldon Daniels. That brother he's a stand-up guy. Some people are saying some silly stuff about him having different positions on certain topics back in 2020, and they can't ride with him because of it. We plan on covering that. Having a conversation about that with you guys. So I'm not going to litigate that right now, but I will say this. When you have good people on your side, and you're looking at the other side, you're looking at the opposition, you're looking at your adversaries, and you're seeing what they're bringing to the table, you need to consider that everyone's flawed. We all had a different stance at one point in time. just like myself, who politically, I've come a long way. Politically, in the last 2 years, I mean, I'm talking about being hyper focused and hyper learned. I mean, hyper educated on certain topics. And it completely changed the way that I feel and think about certain things. So if I can change my thought processes and how I feel about certain things based off of my own experiences, my own knowledge that I've gained over the last couple of years, and with the support of all of you guys, the LFR family, I'm certain that somebody else can do it. So I would never try to put somebody in a box and say that since you've had this stance before, you are always this person. I would never do that. That's just not me, especially when I have, when the opponent on the other side is far, far worse, far worse. So I would just say this, it would behoove us to quit with the infighting, recognize when we have a jewel on our side, and make sure that our people cross the finish line, that our people are representing us. All right. And we need to move with faith as well. We can't always just say, oh, well, this person was this 2 years ago and they had this point of view back in 2015. And so now they must still be that person. And they're just trying to fake it to make it so that they can get the job. Are they? Maybe. Because just like I told Sheldon Daniels, I really don't trust politicians too much. I don't trust politicians. It seems like all politicians do is lie so that they can gain favor with us. But it's certain things you cannot lie about. All right. You can't lie about whether or not you love your country or not if you joined the military to fight for our nation. You can't lie and say that you're a hard worker if you don't have any evidence of doing so. Whereas this gentleman has nothing but evidence of working extremely hard in his district and around his state and doing some remarkable things for children as well. You can't argue the fact that this brother loves his family and loves God when that's what he represents on a daily basis. Shout out to his beautiful wife and his lovely daughters as well. There's certain things you can't lie about. Like you have one person on another side calling the president a hoe, asking, do you have a message for Elon Musk? And their answer on national television that spans beyond the United States, that other people in other countries see, and what they hear her say as a United States Congresswoman to Elon Musk, who currently heads Doge, she says, F you, F off. That's what she says. So anybody that's running against that, I don't want to hear nothing about this person had this stance then and that stance then. No, people can come around. All right. People can come around. People can come around. People can evolve. People can grow. Just saying. What's up, y'all, man? Y'all are absolutely phenomenal. Okay, moving on to our next story. A teenager, a demented teenager, unalived his parents as part of a Trump assassination plot. I know this makes no sense whatsoever, but it absolutely happened. All right, let me go into this story, man. It's unfortunate that we even have to talk about stuff like this, but this is what's happening. This is it actually happened. It actually happened. So I want to definitely make sure I go over this. All right. So Nikita Kasap, a 17-year-old from Waukesha, Wisconsin, faces serious charges related to the deaths of his mother, Tatiana Kasap, and stepdad, Donald Mayer. His mom, 35 years old, young. She had him when she was very young. Oh my gracious, bro. But Here's the story right here. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, gang. And thank you so much for pulling up early in the morning. This is our morning show to catch y'all on y'all morning commute and hopefully give y'all some news that y'all have not heard yet that you can possibly go and look into at a later time. Make sure y'all hit the like button, gang. Love y'all. And I'm enjoying myself so far. Hopefully you're doing the same. Let's go.
Inside this home on Cider Hills Drive, prosecutors say Donald and Tatiana Mayer had been dead for days, but their son, Nikita, was still there. Court filings say footage from a surveillance camera showed it trained on Donald Mayer's body, covered by blankets and pillows. Nikita entering the room to keep candles lit. At one point, Nikita grabbed the camera and turned it around and heard him say, "So you can see him there. I can literally see the rotten body."
Found in Kansas with victim A and victim B's property. He's been speaking with someone in Russian about moving to Ukraine after committing these crimes.
Kassup appeared in court Thursday, now charged with his mother and stepfather's deaths.
Going to have no contact with any remaining family members.
Court filings say investigators believe Nikita Kassup killed his parents sometime on February 11th, but he didn't leave Waukesha until February 23rd, traveling through Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, Wyoming, and Colorado before getting arrested in rural northwestern Kansas in his parents' SUV. Filings say investigators found telegram messages in the days and weeks before the homicides between Kassup and a Russian speaker, with Kassup asking, "While in Ukraine, I'll be able to live a normal life, even when it's found out I did it."
So asking for no contact with witness A, as the defendant did threaten to kill witness A if she told anyone what he was telling her after he had given her information that he was speaking with someone from Russia.
A Waukesha West classmate told investigators Kassup told her he was planning to kill his parents and had been in contact with a man from Russia.
Bill Mistin, Fox 6 News.
That blows my mind, bro. That blows my freaking mind, man. I cannot believe that. That blows my freaking mind, bro. That's crazy, man. That's absolutely insane. Did y'all see that beautiful home, man? And you got your mom, 35 years old, young, haven't even had an opportunity to really experience life yet. 35 years old, you know what I mean? With a 17-year-old kid, the majority of her life, she's trying to raise a daggone little boy. That's nuts. And then they're unalive since February 11th. It is currently, we're finding this out on April 14th. Just now found it out 2 days ago. One day ago, April 13th, 2025. And this dude is going around the country hoping to go to Ukraine. What? See, this is the mess. This right here, these children don't know how to handle all this political stuff that we talk about all the time, man. That's why it's dangerous when these parents are so emotional. These people who love America claim that they love our country. They're just ridiculous, bro. They're ridiculous, man. And they're worrying, they're concerning their own children by being this way. All right, so Nikita Kassup, that's his name. He did all this. So the charges include 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide, 2 counts of hiding a corpse, theft of movable property, special facts, whatever that means, taking and driving a vehicle without consent, and 2 counts of misappropriating ID information to obtain money. These charges stem from the alleged shooting of his parents on around February 11th in their home, 2025. The court set Kassup's bail at $1 million, and a prior auto theft case against him was dismissed, indicating the focus on the more severe homicide charges. All right, so now the bodies of Tatiana Kassup and Donald Mayer were found on February 28th, 2025, which was 17 days later after they were unalived in their Waukesha, Wisconsin home, after a welfare check was requested by Mayer's mother and school officials, prompted by Nikita's 2-week absence from Waukesha West High School, despite a prior record of perfect attendance. The victims were severely decomposed, with Tatiana's body described as blackened with dried blood around her. Wow. And Donald, her husband, stepfather, her man at the time, 51-year-old, was found with a gunshot wound to the back of his head, suggesting they had been dead for weeks. This delay in discovery allowed Nikita to remain in the home with the bodies for an extended period. Prosecutors alleged that after shooting his parents, Nikita Kasich continued living in the home for approximately 12 days, engaging in disturbing behavior such as recording video footage of his stepfather's body and adjusting candles around it. On February 23rd, he fled the residence, taking his stepfather's Volkswagen Atlas SUV, $14,000 in cash, 70 pieces of jewelry, the victim's driver's licenses, and a Smith & Wesson, a .357 Magnum, believed to be the murder weapon. His actions suggest an attempt to cover up the crime and prepare for escape, with evidence indicating he planned to flee to Ukraine. Who in their cotton-picking mind, I've never heard in the entirety of Black history of somebody committing a crime and saying, you know where I'm going to flee? Where are you going to flee, Lewis? I'm going to flee to Ukraine. Yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm going to Ukraine. What? So Kasich was apprehended on February 28th, 2025 in Waukene, Kansas, over 800 miles from Waukesha, after running a stop sign. That's all it took. Got that flash and they was on his ass. Authorities found him driving the stolen SUV with incriminating items, including the gun, spent shell casings. So he was out there firing that bad boy. And the victim's identification. Oh, so he never cleared it. He still had daggone shell casings from the original shooting inside the gun. Telegram messages uncovered by investigators revealed Kasich discovering his plans with a Russian contact, asking if he could live a normal life in Ukraine if his actions were discovered. These messages, along with his communications with the female classmate about fantasizing about killing his parents, provide insight into his premeditation and motive, though the exact reasons remain under investigation. Broader implications uncovered. Unsealed federal records mentioned in related coverage suggest that Kasich's actions may have been part of a larger, more alarming plot. So this is where we come to the whole Trump thing. Authorities found material on his phone linked to the extremist neo-Nazi group, the Order of Nine Angles, and a manifesto referencing plans to assassinate President Donald Trump to foment a political revolution and save the white race. Yeah, you heard it right. A neo-Nazi group called the Order of Nine Angles, Nine Angles, and a manifesto was recovered referencing plans to assassinate President Donald J. Trump to foment a political revolution and save the white race. The Democrats are trying to save. I keep telling y'all, man, it's these Democrats. The Democrats are the ones to worry about, bruh. The Democrats are the ones to concern yourselves with, are the ones to look into. Just saying. Because they do a damn good job making sure that it's the people on the right look like the racist ones when it's actually them. While the Fox News article itself does not delve into these details, the charges and evidence point to a deeply troubled individual with potentially dangerous intentions beyond the murders, raising questions about radicalization and mental health. Definitely, this brother, listen, he definitely have some mental health issues. That's crazy. That is nuts, man. That is nuts. I don't even know what to say, man. Like, people don't, there are people living in the slums with no mother, no father, don't even know where their next meal is coming from, have been abused, have no hope, are surrounded around people who do nothing but talk about doom and gloom. They're not encouraged nor inspired to do anything great, but they still pull themselves up and they make something happen. They still find a reason to live and move forward. But you have this young guy, this young boy who is living with his mom and his stepdad in a big, beautiful home. Now, I'm not saying I know what he was going through. I don't. I didn't hear anything about him being messed with or abused or anything like that. What I did hear was him fantasizing in text with a little girl about what it would feel like, what it would be like if he unalived his parents, which makes no sense. This brother had perfect attendance. He clearly liked school. He had perfect attendance, man. And then some type of way he found himself in a rabbit hole of lunatics talking about, we need you to do this and you will live great in Ukraine when you're all done. Nobody will even know what you've done. You will not be held responsible. What type of sickos do we have around here, man? That's why I say pray, pray, pray over your families. Pray over your friends, your neighborhood, your community, your city, your county, your state, your country. Pray, man. Pray for your adversaries. Pray for them. Because we don't know the day nor night that our ticket will be called. We don't know, man. And I'm not trying to get us to be all fearful of what's next to come. That's just is what it is. Yeah, it's just crazy, man. I don't know. I'm different when it comes to this type of stuff, man. For real. It's nuts. It's nuts. In our next story, NCAA Woman of the Year was among those killed in a New York plane crash. There was another plane crash. Yep, there was another daggone plane crash. Y'all hit that like button, guys. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. I really appreciate y'all being with me this morning. Hit the like button. We're trying to get to 5 million likes. I don't know if we've reached our goal yet, but we are on our way, baby. Yeah.
Tonight, the NTSB is investigating yet another small plane crash, this one in upstate New York. 6 people were aboard the plane that crashed into a field. Authorities say that muddy conditions have made accessing the scene difficult. This just days after that deadly helicopter crash in the Hudson River. ABC's Ika Jachi has the latest on both crashes.
This muddy field in upstate New York is now the site of another NTSB investigation tonight, after a private plane with 6 people on board crashed just miles from its destination. Data from Flight Radar 24 show the Mitsubishi MU-2B private plane departing from White Plains, New York at 11:33 Saturday morning. It was headed to Columbia County Airport in Hudson, New York, when officials say it crashed less than an hour later near Copake. That crash comes as dive teams here in New York City are back in the Hudson River tonight, searching for crucial pieces of that sightseeing helicopter that broke apart midair, killing 6 people on board, 2 executives at global tech company Siemens, along with their 3 children and their pilot, a Navy veteran with more than 780 hours of flight time. New video shows investigators reassembling pieces of the main cabin from the helicopter, so far recovering the main fuselage, cabin, and part of the helicopter's tail. And now, investigators say the helicopter was not equipped with any flight recorders. That's why finding the main rotor, seen here spinning off as the chopper plunges into the water, and its gearbox is crucial.
Everything about this particular rotor is going to need to be looked at in very great detail to figure out not only what happened, but how it happened.
The NTSB revealing the Bell 206L4, operated by New York Helicopter Charter, had its last major inspection on March 1st. And on the day of the tragic crash, the helicopter completed 7 tour flights, the accident occurring minutes into the 8th flight of the day. NTSB investigators met with representatives from the chopper's operator, New York Helicopters. Investigators also examined 2 exemplar helicopters.
All right, so apparently the small plane was headed to Columbia County Airport in Hudson, New York, crashed in the field, killing 6 people aboard, including Karina Groff, who is she was the 2022 NCAA Woman of the Year. All right, so 2 days ago on April 12th, at approximately 12:15 p.m., a twin-engine Mitsubishi MU-2B crashed into a muddy agricultural field in Copake, New York, about 10 miles south of its intended destination, Columbia County Airport in Hudson. The crash killed all 6 passengers on board. The National Transportation Safety Board reported that the plane was flying under instrument flight rules due to weather conditions, and video evidence showed it was intact but descended at a high rate into the ground. The pilot had reported a missed approach to air traffic control and requested new coordinates, but did not respond to 3 low altitude alerts, and no distress call was made. Karina Groff, like we just now said, NCAA Woman of the Year. She was among the victims. She's a former Massachusetts Institute of Technology soccer player, and she was named the 2022 NCAA Woman of the Year for her outstanding achievements in athletics, academics, leadership, and community service, making her only the second MIT student athlete to receive this honor. Groff, an All-American soccer player, graduated with a bachelor's in biological engineering in 2022 and a master's in 2023. At the time of her death, she was studying medicine at New York University and had co-founded Open PPE during the COVID-19 pandemic to design masks for essential workers. All right, so let me see here. The crash claimed the lives of Groff's parents, Dr. Michael Groff, a neuroscientist and experienced pilot who owned the plane, and Dr. Joy Saini, urogynecologist, urogynecologist. I said gyna, like anyway, a urogynecologist who founded Boston Pelvic Health and Wellness. Also killed were Groff's brother, Jared Groff, a 2022 Swarthmore College graduate working as a paralegal, Jared's partner, Alexia Coyutis Duarte, a Swarthmore alum planning to attend Harvard Law School, and Karina's boyfriend, James Santoro, a recent MIT graduate with a bachelor's in finance, who worked as an investment associate in Manhattan. The group was traveling to the Catskills for a birthday celebration and Passover holiday. Now, James Santoro's father, John Santoro, expressed profound grief, describing Groff's as a wonderful family, and stating, "The world lost a lot of very good people who were going to do a lot of good for the world if they had the opportunity." He noted that James and Karina met as freshmen at MIT, and that James planned to propose to her that summer. MIT's executive director of media relations, Kimberly Allen, extended condolences, highlighting the victims' contributions. The tragedy resonated widely, with posts on X reflecting public shock and sorrow over the loss of such accomplished individuals. The investigation is underway with unclear cause. The NTSB is investigating the crash, with officials expecting to remain at the site for about a week. The plane, sold a year prior, had a recently upgraded cockpit with FAA certified technology, but investigators have not yet determined if weather, mechanical issues, or pilot error contributed. The aircraft was described as compressed, buckled, and embedded in the terrain, indicating a severe impact. A full accident report could take 12 to 24 months to complete, leaving questions about the cause unanswered for now, though the lack of a distress call and the pilot's unresponsiveness to alerts are key focal points. That is definitely something to look into. That's definitely something to look into. All right. So shout out to you all. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. I really appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. We are not done yet. I got one more story I want to share with you all that I thought was interesting. Apparently, have y'all heard about your boy, Stephen A. Smith, talking about he might consider running for president? You can't make this stuff up. I'm going to respond to it in a minute, but I want y'all to see for yourselves, because sometimes we start feeling ourselves, right? We got friends, we got family members, we got all these people that watch our show, fans and supporters, and they look at us and say, wait a minute, maybe you should run for president. You're like, you know what? Maybe I should. I will respond after this, but make sure you hit the like button, gang, because I got some things to say that might not be what you want me to say, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Hit the like button, fam.
I saw you mentioned Bill Maher. I saw Steve Bannon was on with Bill Maher, and he was asked what Democrats he worries about. And you know what? The only name he mentioned as a Democrat he'd be worried about. So are you really thinking about running for president? Is this something you think?
Listen, I have no choice, because I've had elected officials, and I'm not going to give their names, elected officials coming up to me. I've had folks who are pundits come up to me. I've had folks that got a lot of money, billionaires and others, and have talked to me about exploratory committees and things of that nature. I'm not a politician. I've never had a desire to be a politician. I just signed a contract extension with ESPN. I am very, very
pretty good one too
with my day job. I'm very happy with my boss. This is a pretty damn good one. Just right. It's a pretty damn good contract. I couldn't be happier. But here's the reality. People have walked up to me, including my own pastor, for crying out loud, who has said to me, you don't know what God has planned for you. At least show the respect to the people who believe in you, who respect you, who believe that you can make a difference in this country, to leave the door open for any possibilities 2 to 3 years down the line. And that's what I've decided to do. But again, whether it's Westmore, Governor Westmore, who I know, or Governor Josh Shapiro from Pennsylvania, who I know, Andrew Cuomo, who I had the pleasure of interviewing, who's trying to get back in things and be the next mayor of New York, etc. I see a lot of people that obviously and clearly are more qualified than me. But in the same breath, when you think about what Trump is getting away with, when you think about what you brought up about Steve Bannon, who's trying to be slick because he's looking at a non-political individual like myself, looking at me as a populist, but you better be careful what you ask for, because some of the stuff that Trump and the right has been trying to get away with, like circumventing the 22nd Amendment of the Constitution, talking about how there could be a third term. Excuse me, be careful what you wish for, because if any GOP member, if any Republican supports that, I don't want to hear a word out of their mouth ever again about the following the Constitution, the Constitution, the Constitution. That's what they've been living off for years. And then you're talking about circumventing the 22nd Amendment, and you think that's cool? No way. That's not something that we should stand for. So I would hope somebody else would step up that's more qualified than me. But if it has to come down to me, it is something I would consider. Yes, I would, because I don't mind the thought of tussling with these folks at all, on the left or the right. All of them disgust me, to be quite honest with you.
All of them do not disgust Stephen A. Smith. You love the Democrats. Stop straddling the fence, acting like you are this middle of the road, what you call it, independent. You are not. You are a diehard Democrat who just so happens to have great conversations with people on both sides of the aisle, because that serves you in what you do for a living. That's it. In other words, if you don't sit your ass down, you ain't ready to be nobody's damn president. And no, I won't vote for Stephen A. And anybody who claimed that they will vote for Stephen A., you have absolutely no respect for this country, in my opinion. Stephen A. is a fence straddler. He's very intelligent. He's extremely intelligent. He really is. He's very intelligent. He's great at what he does. Phenomenal at what he does. Can't take anything away from him for that. But when it comes to politics, bro, you sit right beside me. I got a seat waiting for you. Right, you come sit right next to me because that's right where you belong, bro. When it comes to politics, you're good. You're straight. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. You're straight. How old is Stephen A. right now? Has he ever started his own family? Right? Does he have wife? Does he have children? Does he have any of those experiences that make him empathize or understand a family even more? Or is he just one of these guys? And I ain't got no issue with anybody hyper focusing on their career. I have no issue with that. Not everybody is going to have a family, but that's a red flag to me. Has he ever served in the military before? Has he ever run a business with and hired a bunch of people? Like, what has he done other than commentate sports? Hell no. I say hell no, man. These people need to stop blowing up his damn mind, bro. I get it that in his circle, he's the most popular person that a lot of people know. His pastor and everybody, and his pastor need to sit down too, because sometimes our spiritual leaders especially Democratic spiritual leaders, they just ridiculous, man. They just ridiculous. But y'all already know Stephen A. is going to take this opportunity to run with it. That's how he built up his channel so quickly. If you go and look at his YouTube channel, when he was reporting on sports, he was not getting huge numbers. So what he did was he started to do things like what I do. Instead, he's a far more professional. He knows a whole bunch of people. And he started to talk about politics. And when he realized that the numbers were way bigger talking about politics, he took it a step further. He started only talking about the politics that will move the needle. So you will start to see Trump's name in a majority of the titles and the thumbnails of his videos that he was putting out, especially when it was really thick and Trump was running against Kamala. All right. He also, in claiming that he was being open-minded and in middle of the road, he was still not holding the Democrats accountable at all. Now, I do realize that he has a couple of videos out where it seems like he's upset. It seems like he's holding them accountable. This brother never held the Democrats accountable. He always pointed out things that will make him not shift as a voter. He happily went into the voting booth and voted for Kamala Harris, even though he knew she wasn't ready. He happily went into the voting booth and voted for her. And he says this all the time. He will talk sugar honey iced tea about the Democrats all day long, but then he'll tell us that I still voted for Kamala. What? This dude got into an all-out debate with one of his close friends, Swollen Martin, aka Roland Martin, who is the king of black victimhood right now, black victimization right now. That's who he is. He's the king of that right now. If you go to his YouTube channel, you will see. So Stephen A., he's not budging, bro. And he don't know a damn, he don't know enough about policy. He don't. And some people will say, well, Trump didn't know. Trump wasn't a politician. Trump wasn't this. Trump wasn't that. Let me tell you something. 20 years before Trump ran for president or anything, Trump would appear on the biggest shows in the world and discuss actual policy. He would discuss his position on world events. And he was usually correct in his assertions most times. So then people will ask him, Barbara Walters, Oprah Winfrey, you name it, they will ask him, wait a minute, so you have all these great ideas for the United States of America, for us to be stronger, for us to be better, for us to be the superpower that people know us to be. You should consider running for president. And he was like, nah, I don't know. It's too much going on with that. But Trump, although not being a politician, at least he knew what the hell he was talking about. Trump, not being a politician and being considered a Democrat at the time, this brother was still a thinking person. He was still a thinking person, and he did not lock arms with anyone in politics. There's a story back in the day that I just now saw on Twitter, and it was of Hillary Clinton. It was of Hillary Clinton, and Hillary Clinton is standing next to Trump, and the quote was from Hillary Clinton, and she says that Donald Trump is a stand-up guy and cannot be bought and paid for by any politician. I don't think that's the same thing for Stephen A. I think Stephen A is on an uptick right now. He's doing very well professionally, and he's doing whatever he can to remain relevant. So when you go and look at Stephen A. Smith's channel, and I tell you again, I have tremendous respect for Stephen A. I think this brother is one of the coolest dudes I've seen do his thing at work. One of the coolest. All right. But at the end of the day, I believe, it's cool to tell people when they are out of their depth. Like this, bro, fall back. This ain't you. All right. This is okay. Now, some of y'all might look at that as a bad thing to tell somebody, nah, this ain't you. Because what they say, nobody can tell you what you can do or can't do, only God. Well, when it comes to politics, I'm not voting for Stephen A. if he run for daggone president. Are you kidding me? As a matter of fact, let me know in the chat, just with a thumbs up, just a thumbs up, a quick thumbs up. How many of you would vote for Stephen A. Smith if he wasn't, even if he ran as well, he's not going to run as a conservative. He's going to run as a Democrat, obviously. But how many of you would actually vote for Stephen A. Smith? And I do get it that most of you are Trump supporters. Most of you are MAGA. Most of you aren't voting Democrat anyway. But I'm just saying, all right? Just let me know. Hell nah, nope. He has a chance to get some high votes. No. A whole bunch of thumbs down. Nope. Thumbs down. Black and white thumbs down. Never. Nah. But could you tell me why you wouldn't vote for him? I'm about to throw some of these on the screen. I want to see why you would not vote for him. He is just the big mouth. Not even consideration. Democrats won't allow it. Let me see. Let me see here. He's two-faced. He's a sellsword. I don't know what that is, but I guess I can use my context clues. He's a sellsword. I'm very MAGA. Everything that you mentioned, and he voted for Scamula. He can be paid and swayed. I like that, swayed. I like how you write that. I'd have to hear his policies first. You have to hear his policies. This nigga, this Negro ain't got no policies. He's gonna come up with whatever his friends say sounds good. Hello, Al Sharpton. Yeah, I'm really thinking about running for president, man. But I'm trying to create my policies right now. Could you tell me some good policies that I should consider? I'm glad you asked, my brother. I'm about to come over there. We're going to sit down. We're going to have some old fashions, some cigars, and we're going to talk about this. You want me to call up some more people? Yeah, call up a whole bunch of other Democrats that don't know sugar, honey, iced tea about how to run this country, please. And we're going to focus on how to only focus on black people. Yeah. Because that's what my policy is going to be about. They're going to be super black. Yeah. Black on black, baby. Yeah. All right, Al. This brother ain't gonna have no damn policies. What's his policy on Tuesday? He may be prejudiced, racist, another level. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. And again, Stephen A. Smith or anybody who's looking to do some remarkable things, I'm not the one to hold anybody back. Do your thing, baby. Do your thing. You know what I mean? Break a glass ceiling. I ain't got no issue with that. But people need to stop gassing this man's head up. They really do. Politics is a whole different animal. It's not only about your policies. That's what they try to do with Kamala. They try to give her some slick stuff to say. They try to make her look presidential and make her sound presidential to their detriment. She was not ready. Obama tried to tell them that she was not ready, but they did not care. They didn't. So Stephen A. continued to commentate on politics. Continue to talk your sugar honey iced tea about whatever topics you are interested in on your channel. But if you run for president, I'm running against you. If Stephen A. runs for president, I'm running against him. Yeah. All right, guys. That was the morning show. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Y'all let me know how I can improve this. Let me know what you enjoyed about it or what you did not enjoy about it. And also shout out to my Blues for helping out. Shout out to the individuals who submitted super chats. Shout out to everyone who submitted to buy me a coffee, or the people, the future content creators who joined my YouTube course. Now, I would love for many of you to join my YouTube course because we're creating something that I believe is going to be beautiful. All right. We just now had a gentleman who hit 10,000 subscribers in 1 day, 2 days, 6 weeks in 2 days on his birthday. So he went from, I don't know, 2 subscribers, 5, 7 subscribers to 10,000 subscribers in 6 weeks. On his birthday, he hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's monetized on YouTube. He has brand deals. He has promotional deals. The brother is cooking. And he's not an outlier. This is happening with other people who want to learn how to do YouTube. And these are 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds that I'm working with. Right? These are not 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds. These are actual grown adults, patriots, people who love God, family, country, who are just learning how to do content creation so that they can get something for themselves, so they can learn this technology thing that their children currently understands, and they can position themselves so that if the world does become fully technical, if they just want to make sure that they're technologically savvy. That's it. And I'm here to help. So make sure y'all check that out. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's in this ad right here. Much love to you guys. I'll see you later on our on Point with Van and Mika. And if you have any stories that you would like for me to cover, please send them bad boys to my DM on X or Instagram. But if you want to be coached on YouTube, hit me up on email with the word coach, and you will get there faster if you go through the YouTube course. That's in the descriptions, very first link. Much love to you guys. See you on the next one. Peace. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.